I'm standing in a field in the Alentejo countryside on a hot July morning. It's okay because there's a cool breeze, but also more importantly, there is an alignment of 6 megalithic stones behind me, beneath the geodesic point. This is the cromlech, or the cruciform Megalithic de Alto da Cruz. Let's explore. The megalithic monument of Alto da Cruz is in the Alentejo region, in the municipality of Mora. The group of Menhirs is in a rural region about 15 kilometers southeast of Mora. They stand on a small hill in the middle of a vast farming estate. The cromlech is on a working farm and there are cattle all around, so there are a lot of gates. They're not locked with a key, they're just closed. And so if I close them after I come through, I'm okay. I even met a farmer driving through here and asked permission, and he said it was okay. So let's go. I will close the gate again. Once you're through all the gates, you reach the site by walking up a small hill. You can identify the spot from a distance by the modern geodetic marker. The menhirs are right beside the marker. There are 6 menhirs in this group, arranged in the shape of a cross. 4 are standing in a line that is only slightly off a north-south axis, while 2 others form an east-west line bisecting the main axis. The menhirs range in size from just over 1 meter tall to almost 2 meters. Most of them have been restored to their original position during archaeological excavation. Some sources call this a cromlech, which is a typical term for an arrangement of menhirs in Portuguese, and in English with a different spelling. It's usually, but not always in Portuguese, referring to an enclosure. The term has kind of fallen out of use in modern archaeology, and in the papers published about the site, it's simply referred to as the Menhirs of Alto da Cruz, or the Alto da Cruz complex. The museum in Mora calls it a megalithic cruciform. The place name Alto da Cruz, which translates to the peak of the cross, is not locally used, but it is the name assigned to the geodetic marker. It's likely that the workers who erected the marker, sometime in the 20th century, gave it that name because of the arrangement of the stones beside it. The stones were toppled over and were not really considered a human-made site until archaeologist Leonor Rocha discovered the site in 2011. She then excavated and restored the site in 2012. During the excavation, she was able to identify the original placements of most of the stones and re-erected those. It wasn't possible to definitively date the construction of the monument, but there were several indications that this was likely built during the early Neolithic period, around 7,000 years ago, possibly more. The cross shape is used in some megalithic sites around the world, but it has never been documented before in Portugal. Many groups of menhirs in Portugal have been dismantled sometime in the past, possibly in the ancient past. It may be that other arrangements had been used. Another notable element of these menhirs are their carvings. You can find some of these kind of shallow circular holes in other menhirs, but here they are very numerous and pronounced on 5 of the stones. In English they're called cup marks or sometimes cupules. In Portuguese they're called covinhas, which can translate as dimples. That seems particularly appropriate to me. Some are on the top of the menhirs. Menhir 2 has many. Menhir 6 has some very deep ones. Menhir 5 has a big one on its side, surrounded by 2 concentric circles of smaller dimples. In addition to the 6 menhirs in the cruciform, there's another larger menhir on the same hill to the west. It could be said that it makes a much larger cross when this is joined to the other 2 on the east-west alignment. This is actually the 7th menhir in the cromlech. It's about 300 meters away from where the cross shape is. Those 6 are on the hilltop over there. I can't even see them from here. Maybe when they were built, there were fewer trees and it was visible. But the archaeologists say that these are in alignment. I have to take their word on it. This menhir had been identified by Leonor Rocha earlier in 2002. Its western side is covered with about 50 dimples of varying sizes. Interestingly, during excavation, 3 Roman coins were found. This suggests that the menhir might have been reused during Roman times. Was there some kind of return to ancient religious rituals involving stone worship? Possibly. The rediscovery and excavation of this megalithic monument has taught us many things about Portugal's prehistory. It has also raised more questions requiring more research. This megalithic cruciform is a fascinating sight. If you journey here, please do ask permission and treat the property and the stones with care. I hope you enjoyed this visit to the megalithic cruciform of Alto da Cruz. Please leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Should we call this a cromlech or not? And do subscribe. I'm going to be visiting lots more sites and telling more stories about the prehistory of this wonderful country in the weeks and months to come. Thanks for watching.